Most people will watch this entire video and do nothing. Not because the businesses are bad, not because the numbers do not work, but because somewhere between watching and starting, the gap feels too wide. The timing feels wrong. The money feels short. The moment never quite arrives. That is not a money problem. That is a decision problem. And the only cure for a decision problem is information so specific, so concrete, and so undeniable that the gap between watching and starting closes on its own. That is what this video is. 100 businesses, 5 stages of money, real entry costs, real income numbers, and the one detail per business that determines whether it quietly works or quietly fails. No motivation speeches, no lifestyle content, just the math and the mechanism. A handful of these we have already broken down in full dedicated videos on this channel. Every time we hit one of those, I will flag it so you can go deeper right after this.
And at the very end, 5 businesses that can put real cash in your hand in under 90 days from the moment you decide to start. Not 6 months, not a year, 90 days. Stay until the end. Let's go. The 5 stages of money. Before the list, the framework. Because the right business for someone with $10,000 is a completely different business from the right one for someone with $10 million. Mixing these up is how people spend money on something they were never capitalized to run. Stage 1, $10,000 to $100,000. You are the labor. One piece of equipment. You learn the business by doing it.
This is part 1. 40 businesses, starting from the very bottom of the money ladder and climbing toward the middle. Every single one of these can be started with $1,000 up to $100,000.
Find your stage. Stay in your lane. The people who lose money almost always do so by operating in a stage above the one their capital actually supports. 1. Notary public and loan signing agent. Certification costs $50 to $150 depending on your state and takes 2 to 4 weeks, the fastest legal path to income on this entire list. General signings pay $75 to $200 per appointment. Specialize in mortgage closings, and that becomes $125 to $300 per signing. 3 or 4 signings a day is $500 to $1,200 daily with no inventory, no employees, and no storefront. The detail nobody mentions, if you speak a second language, you unlock an entire market of buyers who specifically need a bilingual notary, with almost zero competition in that lane.
2. Furniture assembly service. About $2,000 in basic tools and a listing on 1 or 2 service marketplaces. This business exists purely because people buy flat pack furniture online and have no interest in reading the instructions. Jobs run 30 to 90 minutes and pay $40 to $150. A fast, cash-efficient way to fill a weekend with something that actually pays. 3. Pet waste removal. A scooper, bags, and a willingness to do the job most people refuse to consider. There are over 90 million dog-owning households in this country. Weekly service runs $15 to $25 per visit. 50 clients at $20 a week is $4,000 a month. The real unlock is route density. Cluster your clients within a few blocks so a full route takes 1 hour, not 1 day. 4. Gutter cleaning. A ladder, basic tools, and insurance. About $3,000 total. Most homes need this twice a year, and the real profit driver is route density.
The more houses on one street you service in one morning, the higher your effective hourly rate, because drive time between jobs disappears entirely. 5. Moving labor services. No truck required, just strength and reliability. About $5,000 to start. Customers already rented their own truck. They just do not want to lift a single box. 2 movers can bill $80 to $150 an hour for a 2 to 4 hour job, paid same day in cash or card. 6. Parking lot striping. Equipment runs $3,000 to $5,000. Almost every shopping center, church, and school lot is legally required to have repainted lines. Almost nobody outside the industry knows this is a standalone business, which is exactly why competition stays this thin. A single job pays $500 to $2,000 in an afternoon. 7. Chimney sweeping. Short certification, minimal tools, about $5,000 to get equipped.
This is a high-margin, low-competition trade because most homeowners have no idea how to do it themselves and are genuinely afraid of a chimney fire. Nearly the entire year's income lands in a 2 to 3 month push each fall, so plan your marketing spend accordingly. 8. Deck staining and sealing. Sprayers and sealant, about $5,000. Rarely works as a standalone route. Bundle it with fence repair or gutter cleaning, so you are already on the property for a second reason, and the customer pays for both in one visit. 9. Mobile bike repair. Tools and a cargo bike or small vehicle, about $5,000. This only works reliably in dense, high commuter cities. Check your local cycling numbers before committing capital here. A bike repair service in a car-dependent suburb is a very different business from one in a city with dedicated cycling infrastructure.
10. Office plant maintenance service. Basic tools and plant knowledge, about $5,000. Corporate offices want the look of live plants without the responsibility of keeping them alive. A recurring weekly or biweekly visit, billed monthly, runs $100 to $300 per office, depending on plant count. The client rarely cancels because canceling means dead plants in the lobby, and nobody wants to make that call. 11. Estate sale and auction liquidation services. Minimal equipment, about $5,000. This is a referral network business, not an equipment business. You take 25 to 35% of total sale proceeds. Your real capital is relationships with estate attorneys and elder care facilities, because most clients find you during a difficult and time-sensitive moment, not through general advertising. 12. Wash and fold laundry delivery. About $5,000 to start. You do not need a laundromat. Partner with one and keep 30 to 40% on top of what they charge.
100 recurring weekly clients at $30 to $50 a week is $12,000 to $20,000 a month with zero equipment of your own. 13. Toy and capsule vending in restaurants. $5,000 to $10,000 for a handful of machines placed near restaurant entrances. Pure impulse purchase revenue from children waiting for their food. Treat this as an add-on to a broader vending route, not a standalone business. 14. Home inspection services. Certification and basic tools, $5,000 to $10,000. A single inspector completes 2 to 3 inspections a day at $300 to $600 each, almost entirely won through referral relationships with local real estate agents. Build those relationships before you build anything else. 15. Appliance repair. Tools and a service vehicle, $5,000 to $10,000. Replacing a fridge costs $1,500 to $3,000. Repairing it costs a few hundred.
That math alone keeps demand steady, and the technician workforce is aging out faster than it is being replaced, which means less competition every year you stay in it. 16. Firewood delivery. A truck and a splitter, about $8,000. Works in cold climate regions where customers reorder annually once trust is built. Bundling kindling, kiln-dried wood, and stack on delivery lets you charge a real premium over a roadside stand. 17. Locksmith services. Tools, vehicle, licensing, about $10,000. Lockouts happen at all hours, and someone locked out is not price shopping. They need someone now. Strong local search visibility is what wins the highest margin after-hours emergency calls, often $150 to $300 for a job that takes 15 minutes. 18. Aquarium maintenance service company. Specialized cleaning and testing equipment, about $10,000. High-end offices and homes with large tanks want the look, not the upkeep. $100 to $300 a month per client for a service most people do not even know exists.
19.
Boat detailing and winterization. About $10,000. Boat owners are a captive, relatively wealthy customer base who overwhelmingly prefer paying someone else to maintain what they own. One strong relationship with a single marina can refer you to dozens of owners at once. 20. Mobile car battery replacement. About $10,000 in tools and inventory. A dead battery in a parking lot is an emergency the customer will pay a premium to solve on the spot. Best run as an add-on to a broader mobile auto service rather than a standalone business. 21. Solar panel cleaning. About $10,000. A niche that barely existed a decade ago, growing fast in Sunbelt states alongside residential solar adoption. Dirty panels lose real efficiency, which gives you a provable, numbers-backed pitch rather than a soft sell. 22. Air duct cleaning. About $10,000. Most homeowners never think about this until allergy season. Bundle it with HVAC maintenance contracts. Almost nobody books it as a standalone service without a specific reason to do so.
23. Bee removal and relocation. Specialized safety gear, about $10,000. Live removal instead of extermination commands a premium with environmentally conscious customers, and it is a specialty within pest control that most general exterminators will not touch. 24. Pool cleaning and maintenance. Route equipment and chemicals, under $10,000. In warm climate states, pools need maintenance whether anyone is swimming or not. A route of 40 to 50 accounts builds $80,000 to $120,000 a year, working mostly mornings. 25. Fire extinguisher inspection and servicing. Certification and basic tools, about $10,000. Every commercial building is legally required to have extinguishers inspected on a recurring schedule. This renews itself by law, not by your sales effort. 26. Dog walking and pet sitting routes. About $3,000 to start walking dogs yourself at $20 to $30 per walk in most cities. The real jump comes when you stop walking and start managing a team of walkers under your own booking system.
27. Drone roof inspection services. A commercial drone and licensing, $10,000 to $20,000. Increasingly used by insurance adjusters and roofing contractors who need documentation without the liability of putting someone on a ladder. A single inspection can take minutes instead of hours. 28. Traffic control and flagging services. Certification and safety equipment, $10,000 to $20,000. Municipalities and utility contractors are required by law to hire certified flaggers for roadwork. Contract-driven, recurring, and largely insulated from consumer spending cycles. 29. Coin-operated arcade and claw machine routes. $10,000 to $20,000 for a handful of machines placed in laundromats and restaurants. Venue owners host machines for free in exchange for a revenue share. Your only ongoing job is restocking and cash collection. 30. Wildlife and animal removal. Trapping and exclusion equipment, $10,000 to $15,000. Attic and crawl space wildlife requires a different skill set than general pest control, which keeps competition genuinely thinner for anyone who specializes here.
31. Mattress cleaning and sanitizing. Specialized equipment, $10,000 to $15,000. Aimed at allergy-conscious households and hotels. The low competition exists almost entirely because most people do not know the service is available. 32. Small engine repair. Tools and basic certification, $10,000 to $15,000. Lawnmowers, generators, and pressure washers all eventually break, and there are fewer technicians entering this trade every year relative to the number of machines needing service. 33. Scrap resale from renovation sites. A truck and knowledge of resale value, about $10,000. Renovation and demolition crews discard fixtures, cabinetry, and materials with real resale value. The skill is knowing what is actually valuable before it hits the skip. 34. ATM ownership. Small route.
$2,000 to $3,000 per machine. 10 to 15 machines is $20,000 to $45,000 total.
Placed in a bar, gas station, or convenience store, each machine earns $2 to $3 per transaction. A well-placed unit generates $500 to $1,500 a month, almost entirely passively. 35. Carpet and upholstery cleaning. A truck-mounted steam rig, $15,000 to $25,000. A technician can service 4 to 6 homes a day at $150 to $300 per visit. Property managers are the strongest recurring client base because carpets need cleaning between every single tenant turnover. 36. Mobile welding repair. A mobile welding rig, $15,000 to $25,000. Farms, construction sites, and industrial yards pay a premium for on-site repair rather than hauling heavy equipment into a shop. 37. Grease trap cleaning for restaurants. A pump truck, $15,000 to $25,000. Legally mandated and unpleasant enough that restaurant operators almost never switch vendors once one proves reliable. High loyalty, low churn. The exact opposite of most consumer service businesses.
38. Cooking oil recycling and collection. A collection truck, about $15,000. A genuine two-sided business. Sometimes the restaurant pays you to take the used oil away, and then the biodiesel processor pays you again to receive it. 39. Restaurant hood and kitchen exhaust cleaning. Specialized equipment, $15,000 to $25,000 high. A legally mandated fire safety service that most restaurant owners pay for without resistance the moment they understand the actual fire risk of skipping it. 40. Vending machine business. 4 to 6 used machines at $2,000 to $3,000 each, about $15,000 to $20,000 total. A well-placed machine in a gym, office, or apartment complex nets $200 to $500 a month for almost zero ongoing labor. The real business is a route of 20 to 30 machines, restocked weekly. That is how operators quietly clear 6 figures a year with no employees at all. We have already made a full breakdown video on the vending machine business on this channel. Go watch that one right after this.